From the white sands of Florida's Panhandle to a backyard that believes in second chances, I'm Bowtie Dave, and this is my garden. It ain't perfect, but it's mine. Hi, I'm Bowtie Dave. Hi y'all, I'm Bowtie David, and I wear a bow tie almost every single day, even when I'm shoveling compost. Why? Because you deserve my best, even if that best is sweaty and covered in loofah fuzz. I started Bowtie Life to help new and overwhelmed gardeners see that joy doesn't come from perfect rows. It comes from planting something, anything, and watching it grow. Even pirates need compost. Bowtie Life is my YouTube channel, but really, it's the composted chaos of my brain. 1 part gardener, 1 part tinkerer, and maybe 12 parts committee of colorful personalities who all decide it was their turn to talk. It started with garden tours, then came the experiments, like when I tried to grow tomatoes in compost only. Spoiler, some of them liked it way too much. We do long-form walkthroughs, quick tips, deep dives, and a bit of straight-up goofing off, because sometimes the best thing you can grow in a garden is a laugh. We've built ongoing experiments like the mint container war, vertical green stalk trials, composting tests, and we document everything, even when it flops. One thing you'll notice is I do my garden tours in almost the same order every time. That's not just for you, that's for me. This is my journal, my memories, my gardening detective log. I've got ADHD, so if I don't document it, it disappears like the dew in July. I refer back to these all the time to figure out what I planted, when I planted it, or why on earth I thought the mailbox should be surrounded by mint. Every video is packed with indexed chapters and links. Want to see how the loofah looked in March? Or how about last year's pepper rebound? There's a link for that. Out front, we've got 1 lonely strawberry in the ground and a couple more in Mrs. Bowtie's green stalk. Speaking of Mrs. Bowtie's green stalk, I gave the Calibrachoa a little haircut. Not because they're not blooming, they're self-deadheading champs, but to keep them branching out and prep for their next flower flush. While I was at it, I topped off the soil in each pocket. That's one of green stalk's sneaky superpowers. Topped off pockets help the mulch design of the green stalk work better. Now the flowers in the pollinator beds, they've decided it's showtime. Zinnias, Biden's alba, amaryllis, even the lavender's showing off like it's got something to prove. Now this is the first month of the okra beds showing off. You'd think these plants had a meeting and decided to grow together to make me look good. We've got young okra poking up like they're stretching after a long nap, and a fresh layer of compost straight from our own compost bins to keep them motivated. Up near the front, we've got pollinator beds buzzing like a diner at lunchtime. Walking onions are tipping over and planting themselves like a union strike. The Egyptian walking onions have staged a full-on march, and the yarrow's flopping from the rain, but still does a good job feeding the good bugs. Our fig trees, both the potted rebel and the planted prince, are leafing out with purpose. Now the outer garden beds of the backyard, this is where the rule book gets composted. Out here, fruit trees and chaos co-parent the garden. The pomegranates blooming like they've got something to prove. And underneath, Everglades tomatoes are blooming like they just got cast in a Mission Impossible reboot. The blueberries on the shady side are ripening late, but rich. And just beyond that, the southern magnolia is holding court with a bloom that could qualify as a wedding dress. We've got pumpkins planted on faith and horse bedding, and a cathedral-shaped cantaloupe trellis, and peppermint that claims sovereignty over several entire grow bags. Add in passion fruit prisoners, volunteer tomatoes hiding in papyrus, and that rosemary bush that predates my memory, and you've got a wild west of gardening. Now in the raised beds, this is where I get hopeful, humbled, and sometimes hungry. I've got blackberries climbing a welded wire trellis like it's prepping for the Summer Olympics. And the tomatoes, we're seeing revival. After a tough start, they've bounced back and thick with new stems and even few flower buds peeking out. I've been rebuilding these beds with everything from kitchen scraps to horse bedding. If it rots, it gets a shot. Now the peppers, strategic and calculated. I swear they're planning a coup. But for now, they're fruiting quietly. And speaking of hot strategies, we just planted out 2 Thai hot peppers and 2 Dorset Nagas. Those Dorset Nagas, they clock in anywhere from 800,000 to 1.6 million on the Scoville scale. And that's not a pepper, that's a personal challenge. I have a policy. If I grow it, I have to try it. So yes, I will be eating one of these on camera for science, and possibly for your amusement. Mrs. Bowtie has already agreed to film, provide the milk, and maybe call the ambulance. That's if she feels like it. She said, and I quote, "You chose this, I'm just here for the content. In Zone 9B, mulch isn't optional, it's a survival mechanism. Bare soil, that's how the weeds win." Now, if you're wondering why a garden channel features pirates, snowmen, dangerously excited tiggers, welcome to Bowtie Life. Sometimes I teach as Lincoln, and sometimes a single twitch from a bunny can say more than I can in a whole video. They're not just costumes, they're coping mechanisms. They lighten the load when the weeds seem endless. They help me teach, reflect, and laugh, and remind us all, your garden doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be yours. Whether you came for tips, or just need to know your mess still matters, or just need a place where imperfect is perfectly okay, thank you for stopping by. This garden is full of second chances and composted mistakes. And if you want more, well, there's a seat saved for you in the Bowtie bunch. I'm Bowtie David. Thank you for letting me share a little bit of dirt and a whole lot of heart. And remember, your garden doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. Y'all have a blessed day. Once again, I start to record, and there it is, aircraft. Start. Yeah, it is. This is 2 minutes past the helicopter that got us on the first shot. Fighter jets. Thank you for your service, U.S. Air Force. I appreciate what you do, but sometimes you'll ruin a shot.